Hello, my name is Stacy. Welcome to Simply Liminal. This is my daily 2-card reading for Saturday, June 29th, 2024. This week we are working with the Oracle of the Hecatean Path, and it is by Ken Payne and Chris Butler. And I will tell you that I never expected to be using this deck for these card readings. However, I felt very called to the energy of Hecate. If you look back and look at my summer solstice reading, I pull 7 cards altogether, but the last 3 cards are cards that indicate energy that we need to work on, bring in, initiate into our lives during this season of Letha holiday, which really will carry us through to August 1st. So this is kind of the energy of high summer. And all 3 of those cards very strongly indicated Hecate or Hecate energy, however you wish to pronounce it. I don't think it matters to her energy, how you say her name. When I first came across her name, I was pretty young, in my teens, maybe 20, and I thought it was Hecate. That's what I seen. Hecate. Hecate. That's how I pronounced it. I've always had phonics issues. Anyway, in the Greek, it is Hecate, but Hecate, however you wish. It doesn't matter. So this deck is written by Ken Payne and Chris Butler, and the message they have in their Oracle guidebook says, Hecate is complex and often misunderstood. She is a torchbearer, a cosmic world soul, a guide, a mistress of the restless dead, key bearer of the crossroads of life, death, or rebirth. She has adapted into many world cultures and spanned many, many centuries. She is considered a psychopomp, one of those beings that kind of escorts people from life to death and death to life, which fits her gatekeeper and key holder concept. So let's take a look at what our reading for today is. This card deck is divided into, it's 60 cards, and it's divided into 3 sections. The first section is epithets, which are ancient names or titles for Hecate. The second section is symbols, which are associated with Hecate over the course of time as we know it anyways. And then gods and spirits. So these are energies that are associated with, have been merged with, or have been conflated with Hecate. So let's look at our energy card. And then let's look at our focus card. Okay. So as always, I look at 2 cards for these card readings, for these 2 card readings anyways. I am thinking about doing some 1-card readings for this month of July, but we'll see how that goes. So I look at the energy card, which is the force that's directed towards us from the universe. Now that might be our great universe, our world. It could be our smaller universes, like our family, our work environments. And then the focus card is our intention, effort, or response that we put back into that energy. Because ultimately, we are co-creating here. So let's take a look at our energy card for today. Let me lift this up. Oh, I'm trying to get this in frame so you can see it. So this is, I'm going to pronounce this. I'm going to try my best. Some of these Greek words or meanings are difficult. Epiphanestate, Thea, which is the most magnificent goddess. And the message here is diversity. So a lot of times with these words, I kind of have to break them apart. So we see the idea of epiphany in here. Sorry, I got to get the right place in the book. So epiphanestate, Thea, or Thea, sometimes it's pronounced in the Greek. That TH sound is more like a hard T or almost like a P sound. So Epiphanestate, Thea, most magnificent goddess, and the message is diversity. Okay, and then here's what the book says. We no longer live in an ancient romanticized world, and neither does the goddess. She is a goddess of all the ages. She is still relevant to her many followers today. Whether she comes to you as a virginal maiden or a wizened crone, an animal-headed or primal or ethereal and nurturing, she is still the goddess. Take time to explore and understand her mysteries and forms. Find the balance between history and personal gnosis that influence your experience. So this is big, big, big energy today. But it's also explaining diversity. So if you are in any way curious about Hecate, I just encourage you to do a little research on her. The internet is full of information about her, and most of it is good. Some of it isn't, but that's like anything in the world. So if you are curious, look, because I think that what she needs to mean to you or wants to mean to you is what you will find when you do some research on her. And look at this is a beautiful card. She's often associated with the triple moon sign, as we see here, 2 crescents surrounding the full moon. She often is depicted sometimes with 3 heads and 6 arms, sometimes 1 head and 6 arms, sometimes 4 arms. She's usually sheltered or shows up with dogs, black dogs, sometimes horses, and sometimes dragons. So you will find all of these things if you look hard enough. You don't even sometimes have to look very hard. It's just there for you, that information. So let's take a look at our energy here. Or our focus card to know how we're going to deal with this energy of diversity. And I think that diversity today as a message is very important. I don't know what it's going to mean in your life or my own even yet at this point of the day, but diversity is very important. So our focus card is, the card is Melano, and it means dark-minded, and it is a dichotomy. And so a dichotomy is kind of something that is both things, or it's almost opposites. Like we see the dark and we see the light, and that's really what this card artwork is depicting. And so Melano is one of those epitaphs. Sometimes if you look into Greek mythology, you will see Melano as listed as a child of Hecate and Persephone, or not, sorry, of Hades and Persephone. Sometimes her energy is something else, considered something older than that. But in this case, we are looking at this as a name or title for Hecate. So the 4 card, Melano, dark-minded, and the message is dichotomy. Born of the underworld and the heavens, Hecate Melano's contradictory nature reflects the struggle inside many of us. The task of keeping things balanced within can lead to a schism. In this guise, Hecate knows your highest truths and your most hidden fears. Let her torches guide you through both sides of yourself, in the shadows and in the light. Hecate awaits those who seek the mysteries and is the guide and initiatrix of all who approach her with a pure heart. So if you're looking into Hecate today, or the energy of diversity around the world, know that we're going to see both the good and the bad, the great things and the not great so things, the light and the darkness. And in either way, there is a torch that leads us forward. So know that there could be conflict in the things that you're finding or learning or seeing in the day, and that's okay. That's part of life. It also helps us in our lives learn how to decipher how we truly feel, what our intuition tells us about things as well. So please know that if you see conflicting things in the day, that's okay. You're going to need to trust your intuition. You're going to need to trust also your knowledge that you've learned in your life to tell you what is the right path, what is the right answer to the question, and know that the overall energy is diversity, and I think that's really important. So I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope you have connected with it in some way. Please like, please subscribe, please share. I would love to help this channel grow so I could continue to spread more messages. I just feel very strong guidance to say, if you're interested in this energy of Hecate and this deck, please look into it. It is beautiful. One thing I didn't mention on the card deck cover is this message has become associated in our more modern times with Hecate. The Strophalos, this idea of this whirl in the middle with this sort of maze of energy around it, but often 3 formed. Hecate is associated with the number of 3. This is very much a modern symbol for Hecate. So if you see that, if you're noticing things like that, other associations for her are black dogs, usually female dogs, owls, black horses, dragon energy, torches, keys, crossroads, very liminal goddess on the transition from one place to another. So again, sorry that this reading went a little bit long today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again for visiting Simply Liminal with me. My name is Stacy.